Hello there everyone, this is Seb and welcome to another Let's Check video. This time we're playing Battlestation Harbinger. This is a game released on the 24th of February, I do believe, on Steam, and it's actually a port for a mobile game, which is kind of interesting because, yeah, I know what you're thinking. Usually mobile games are kind of meh. And this one kind of stood out. It was kind of different in that approach, and the guys behind this actually did a fairly good job in converting it and making it more useful on PC. So I really applaud them for that. They really thought about some ways on how to actually improve the game on porting it over, and not just, you know, port it over and slick mouse support on there and there you go, there's your touchscreen. No, they actually made it much more enjoyable on PC, I think. Anyway, let's just dive straight into it. This is a space exploration game with kind of random elements, kind of akin of FTL a bit, because it's still different enough to stand on its own two legs. But it was like, that was really what drew me to this game, like another FTL-like experience, because FTL is awesome. And, you know, just more of that. Now, the game does say that it's kind of a roguelike. Now, I wouldn't go that far, because the randomness only goes that far, and it's kind of shallow, honestly, which is kind of a downer for me. We're gonna play it on normal. There's 3 difficulty settings. There's also some tutorials. I did beat it on easy, and kind of, again, like a comparison to FTL, it is fairly easy to get reliably to the end game, but the end battle, oh boy, that is a toughie. But yeah, I did beat it, and it's cool. So let's do normal, so I don't get blown up right away, preferably. I do believe that hard is the most fun mode to play on, honestly. But yeah, whatever. Anyway, there's different ships. And here we run into a problem, well, actually 2 problems I have with the game. First up is there is different ships, and you unlock them as you go. Now the way you do this is very, very slow. Like you start with, I think, only the first 2 ships, and the way it works is you score points. At the end of the run, your points are converted into experience, and that unlocks ships as you go along. Every level gets you a new ship. However, the amount of experience required for level up is just, I don't know, it's just way too much. A way to speed this up is, so here's a quick tip for if you want to play this game and unlock some more fun ships, is play on hard mode, because then you get a lot more points, and it's really unbalanced in that regard. Anyway, there's a bunch of ships, and my second problem is, like, you have these statistics here, like hull and shield and speed and thrusters, which basically don't mean anything, because every ship in this game is slow as molasses. I have not seen a single ship who can reliably dodge any projectiles, but whatever. However, every ship has a different layout for systems, and it's rather important to know this information, and it's not displayed, so you cannot really make a educated choice here. Now, sure, more down the list gets you more advanced ships, so you can use that approach, but still it would have been nice to give you an overview of what you were actually getting. At the start of the game this is a problem, but also during gameplay, when you can actually hire some more ships in your fleet and you cannot see what they look like. It's kind of annoying. And there's 2 basic ships. There is basically like the pure fighting ships. They have more emphasis on more guns. And there is also cruiser or carriers, which have fighter base, so you can send out your minions to do your bidding. From what I've seen so far, I find the carriers are much easier to deal with. So yeah, let's try this one. I haven't tried this one yet. It looks, from the statistics, it looks pretty beefy, so that's good. Let's just dive into the game and get introduced to our story. Every playthrough has 4 levels, 4 maps you go through, and each map gets you randomly generated a species to fight against. There are 4 main different species in the game. I wish there were more, and hopefully there will become more in later patches. But at the moment there's 4, and one is randomly chosen, and you get a bit of a story and a background on the species. And there is a 5th one which is reserved for the final map, which has the final confrontation in it. Anyway, let's head in here and start the game up. And we get a little introduction here from our commanding chiefs. Commanding the commander, huh? And we get our first mission to do the thing, and you get you know, different objectives. And the main objective, once you clear this out, the map is clear. It's cool. Now, when you start the game up, you get some starter scrap metal to buy stuff and some upgrade points to upgrade stuff. So that's cool. Let's get into our ship, and here's our main vessel, and boy is it a big one. Oh boy, this is gonna take a while to completely fill up. The green spaces are your fighter base, and you've got different fighters, and they are good for different things. Though you will soon find that, as well for the weapons as for the fighters, things are a bit unbalanced, and you will quickly find out that some things just work better than others. For my first one, I think I want actual firepower, so I'm gonna go for some plasma bombers here. There we go. And I think I will grab myself a... It would be nice to have some rockets. Rockets get really powerful later on in the game. But yeah, let's get the laser out. And yeah, that's it. And for upgrades, we can upgrade our fighter bay to have another buddy alongside us. So that's cool. So yeah, each slot you can upgrade to your Hans content. You can do extra hull damage, shield damage, recharge time, reduce that. And these are not all the items. There's also these blue spots. These are for like secondary firepower, for close range stuff, and more like point defense, like if there is a rocket incoming you can shoot it off, or for more shields, which is also very handy. Basically there's 3 types of weaponry. There is the beam stuff, or the energy stuff, which does more damage to shields, and when shields are down they will kinda hit hull as well. You can see it in here. There's also small projectiles which do more damage to hull, and there's also rockets and missiles, and they actually bypass shields altogether, so they're freaking awesome. However, point defense stuff can get rid of them, so you know, that's not so nice. And some drones can get rid of missiles as well. It's very nice. Your drones will actually kamikaze incoming projectiles, so that's cool. We're here at the space station. You can have a mission here, which is cool. So let's do that. And you can also use the shop, but we are broke right now, so we can't really use that. And here's the big difference with FTL. We have this ship, but we don't have to micromanage crew and anything. We can actually move around in space, and it's very slow. Luckily, in this version there is 2 times speed, which is awesome. But it's still very slow. But yeah, so this is more like a real-time strategy kind of deal. You also have hotkeys for selecting your units, and you can drag and drop. So as I said, this is really made better for PC use. Anyway, let's actually jump into some action here and see what we can find. There's one tiny ship here. Shouldn't be a problem for our bombers and our beam. And you can also move the camera with the WASD keys. So, you know, I really like how they optimize this for PC use. And besides Windows, this is also available on Linux and on the Mac. So that's good. And yeah, here's our mission that we accepted, or maybe this is from the main mission, I don't know. Basically, every time you jump into a sector, you can choose which part of that sector you want to jump into. So there is some strategy involved there as well. You do not, especially when you are playing as a carrier, especially one of the weaker ones, you do not want to jump in the middle of a giant field of enemies. So you want to be careful of that. So there's some strategic thought in that as well, which is cool. Let's speed up the game again. Otherwise it's just slow. Just as in FTL, if things get hectic, you can also pause the game and micromanage your moves. You know, you can actually say set waypoints and everything. It's pretty cool. However, the game never really does too much with this, which is a shame. And there's actually an item here on which we need to pick up. That was the mission. So it should update. Yes, and we can go back. And what I find a shame is that the randomness is only... Some things are random and the game can screw you over, don't get me wrong, it can screw you over really badly. But it can only do that in so many ways. It's actually fairly easy to do reliably well in this game and just make educated guesses. Can we get another one? No, not yet. Okay, so let's... Actually, can I get... Yes. Let's get out some laser drones, and actually those I can upgrade, right? Yes, because they're cheaper. Laser drones are awesome for point defense as well, so I'd like to get one set out for those. But yeah, at no point will your sensors, for example, ever get jammed, so you will always have a good idea of what to expect in the next sector. And I don't know, there's just less random events. Actually, there are no random events. The only random thing that can happen is that a nemesis will pop up, which is a slightly stronger ship, but by the time they pop up they will be no threat to you anymore, unless they are with a bunch of other buddies. And there can be a random item in the field which might contain a trap. So that's about the extent of the randomness in the game. What will kill you, however, is the unrandom things, which kind of have a random element to that. The map generation... here's an item. The map is randomly generated and there can be hazard fields in the map. And those hazard fields can be very hazardous to your health. Especially in the beginning, you want to be extremely careful with those things. Hazard fields are asteroid fields, which aren't so bad. They will just kind of hurt you as you fly by. Let's try a luck. It's a trap. Oh well. It's a good trap, and it pops up an enemy. Should be okay, I think. And yeah, I can move around here, but it's no real use, honestly. And look, my laser drones are actually getting rid of the missiles he's firing at me. That's sweet. It's very handy, so I don't get hit. Since, again, those missiles, they will go directly through your shield, so they are nasty. Anyway, other hazard fields, another one is a black hole, which will slowly deplete your hull, which is extremely hazardous for your drones, because they don't have that much hull. Are you fleeing or something? So let's speed this up again. I thought I did it all. And the final one, and worst offender, is the EMP field, or EMP storm. EMP storms will slowly drain your shields. And we got a nice new beam weapon here, or laser cannon. Cool. Never say no to some free loot. We can actually get some more drones out. Yes. Yeah, and here's a black hole, which we will not be going to, and there's another one. But here is another space station, which is cool. But yeah, the EMP fields, they will drain your shield, but they will also randomly disable your warp drive, which just sucks. Just to be safe, let's head over to the space station. And there's another buddy as well. Other pilots you can actually hire, which is rather costly, especially in the beginning, so we're not gonna do that. And you can also trade with them. And sometimes they also have quests, and the reward for doing their quests is actually they will join your party for a while, which is really cool. And anyway, now that we're closer to some security, we're actually going to pull it. And it wasn't a trap. Sweet. And another weapon. Cool. Ooh, a photon cannon. Ooh, that's actually pretty nice. Yeah, let's hang on to that. Can we upgrade again? No, not yet. And let's get our quest here. You can also decline a quest and kind of finagle it for a better reward, and this is a very good reward. There is a quest which has you defend the space station, which cannot be declined, so you cannot finagle it indefinitely. Anyway, we're doing pretty solid here. We're not doing too shabby. But again, those EMP storms, they can be the worst. And now the quest has gone over to those black holes. Okay, well there's no one here, so it should be good. And black holes aren't that bad, but as you can see, the drones do not hold out very long here. They will just die out very quickly. But how the EMP storms killed me once, for example, was that I jumped in there, I kicked ass on whatever was there, but my shield was gone and the EMP bomb went off. So that's a problem, because now I have no more shields. I had to wait a turn, because that's also something you can do. And yeah, another group jumped in. Well, I barely survived them, but then the bomb went off again. And at that point another group jumped in and just killed me, and that was very annoying, and I couldn't really do anything about that. And that's basically my biggest complaint with this game. It's too predictable. You know when you're screwed and you can just give up, and you can see it coming a miles away. And it's just annoying. Granted, some big battles can take you by surprise and are really tough. But yeah, I just wish there were some more random events, just like in FTL, both good and bad events. But there is nothing like that. There's also no diplomacy here. You just fight everything with your guns, and you know, that's fun and all. But I would have liked some more random stuff, and that guy escaped. On the map you can see where he escaped to. He is actually going here, so you know, we wanted to go there anyway, so let's go and finish him off and kick his ass. So in a way I didn't really get what I was looking for in the game, but otherwise it's still a decent game, don't get me wrong. I kinda enjoy it. Yeah, let's go over here. Now, here's a bit crowded, but we should be okay. Can we get another drone out? Not from him, but... well, there we go. I like to focus on drones in the beginning to get my army set up. And we got very, very lucky with some early weapons that are actually long range, so... that's very good. So we can actually stay a bit back and just let the drones do all the hard work, which is good. And there's another item. No, there's another item there. Ah, yeah, sure, the quest item. This is a distress beacon. This actually allows you, let me show it off. If you pull that, it will actually send out enemies towards you. Now you might be thinking, well, that's a stupid thing to do, and I might get myself killed if I don't jump now, so I am going to jump. But you see, I cleared out this system now, so you can use it as a decoy, or you can pull enemies into a system where there is a mercenary, for example, and make short work of it, because everything that's killed on screen, you get rewards, so that's very awesome. But as you can see, you can also use it as a decoy, because now everyone is here. And I am very glad that I jumped out of there, because those are a lot of big ships. Hey, that was probably the best choice I could make in that situation. Not sure if I could stand up to all that might. One thing you want to keep in mind, ooh, you sneaky bastard, is that it's okay to run away in this game. He's going to the black hole, he's gonna die there. He can do that all. Because every time you jump and there's enemies, your warp drive will charge up. And if there is an overwhelming might, don't be afraid to just jump. And yeah, we got a nice sweet reward there. So now we will be able to pull out the next bomber here. And let's fill out some extra point defense items here. First selected tab. And here's the importance of layout of the ship, because these pointed defense lasers, you see where they are actually only working when you face the missile. So if a missile would hit me face on, it wouldn't do nothing. I would need actually maneuver my way so that the laser is facing the missiles. So I like that. I like that. It's a bit more strategy, and I love that. Again, it's just like I keep seeing these potential things that would be awesome in this game that are not here. Like I would have also loved it if the shields, for example, had that directional tactical maneuverability as well, where your shields would drain on each side and you can maneuver it a bit. But nope, it's not there. Ooh, a missile turret. I'll take that. Sweet, we already loaded up all our weapons. Usually you are not this lucky, guys. But yeah, also I didn't repair at the station, but luckily you can also repair in the field. It does cost some scrap, of course, but you can do that. There's also some repair drones that can do the repairing. I don't like to use them as much. I tend to be more about the offense, honestly. There's a lot of guys coming over. So, let's jump over here. But yeah, maybe with some updates we will see more of that. I would love to see more updates and just things that could be done. I think also I would love to see modders get to work with this game. I can just imagine like the Star Trek mods and such, and I would just love that. But as it is, I think it's a bit on the barren side, and I just wish there was a bit more. It is addicting, but I've already seen pretty much all that there is to see. I have the feeling in the game. I'm not surprised anymore by anything, and it was pretty much like the third or fourth playthrough that happened. By that point I had seen all the weapons, I had seen all the enemies, and yeah, I just wish there was more of it, you know. To me, FTL held out much longer in that regard, in surprising me with new elements, and that had just so much to do with the random events. And here you're never surprised almost, and that's just a shame. And that's why I would not call this a roguelike at all, because it's just not. It's too predictable, and you can quickly find some strategies that will just do you very well and can get you reliably very far in the game, or at least prevent the inevitable death as long as possible. Because yeah, sometimes you don't get as lucky, but you know, even if you're not a fully lucky run, then you can do fairly well in the game and just be creative, for example, with warping in and out with the battle stations that are friendly to you. Because you also saw some guys, they will follow you, so you can like lure people to help, which is cool. And this is also annoying, like you have the 2x speed option. I have clicked it, and you know, it would be nice if it would just stay on that. If I need to go to the slower speed, I will set it again, but it automatically, as soon as an enemy pops up in a sector, it'll go to the normal speed, which is rather annoying, but small detail. Something that, again, I hope they patch out, because the game is still fairly new on Steam, so, you know, I'm not too worried there. Yeah, let's go up here. There's another bunch of people there. Not for long, that is. And another thing is that you can expand your fleet, like you can actually buy some more ships. Ooh, you can actually buy this one. That is sweet, but it's really expensive. You can have a maximum of 3. That was also the case on the mobile devices, and I'm just wondering, why wasn't this expanded further? Like, you got the advantages of the mouse controls. Why not have 2 fleets, for example, or that possibility? I don't know, just again, I see all these awesome possibilities in this game that are just not met yet. And I do hope they will do that and make it totally awesome. And so far I like what I'm seeing, but I'm not fully convinced yet. It just has to be seen what they will do with this further down the line. Screw that. That's lousy. Ooh, I like that one. Also worth noting is that I am playing this game on 720p. There is a higher resolution, and here's an example where I'm just waiting and lure them to this battle station to have an easier fight. However, I just feel that the game is... it just all fits together nicer on 720p, and it also, you know, for me it's much easier to read, and it also comes across better on the video, I think. But if you want a higher resolution, it's there if you want it. Yeah, that's probably better than my own laser cannon, isn't it? Yeah, it's a bit better, especially the range and the damage. So you know what? And we're gonna save that up, so we can eventually have a new ship join our cause. Do I want that? No, because I can't do that yet. Then I will raise their hull damage, which makes it easier for them to shoot down missiles, which is good. But yeah, I think I've shown you quite enough of this game already, because I just keep on going on. So for my final conclusion, is the game worth it? I think in the current state, for 10 bucks, it's not expensive, and there is some fun to be had. And as I said, it is very addicting. I've poured a lot of time in it, and it is fun. However, I do hope that they do more for it, and for a tenner you also can pick up FTL at the moment. So if you do not have FTL yet, I actually recommend that over this game. However, if you have a tenner to spare and you are positive that they will do more stuff with this game, then I can recommend it. It plays really nicely, it is addictive, and I definitely hope they will do more with this, because I just love what I'm seeing so far. And I see a lot more potential, and I hope they will they will grab that potential and put it in here, and also allow modders to actually do some work on the game. And yeah, I'm assuming then there will be an amazing game in about half a year or so after some awesome additions. Anyway guys, let me know what you think. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until the next time, take care. Bye bye for now.